2000. It's almost 9 o'clock. Wednesday the 13th. Diction with Des. Part 11, if I'm sure. That's the Free State Ferrari. No, Polo. So we're doing it this morning again on the other side of the house. With a veggie garden that's coming along slowly. So we've got tomato plants, and I've got the little stands in, growing nicely. My two lonely chili trees that are going to be growing soon. And then, of course, Dum Dum. Achilles, what do you think? So, yeah, a little bit dry. I must water it just now. Watered it yesterday, but not a lot. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to drown them. And then on this wall here, we're going to paint it nice and colorful. I got my niece. It's going to be a, how can you say, a nice activity for her and I to do. So we're going to get my brother, who's the artist in the family. He's going to stencil out some things like, because Colin's going to have like a, what do you call it, a pixie theme type story thing to it. So we'll make it nice and colourful, trees, and, fairies and stuff like that, so that she also try and get her to do something, because, she hasn't got kids nowadays that just, they're more interested in computer games, stuff like that. So yeah, but other than that, I'm trying to find a good spot here, because it feels like I'm being blinded by the sun. That looks right. Hope so. What about if we put it up there? Same problem as last time. The balancing. That looks better. So yeah, at the moment she's like on the weekends, she's probably in the room. So I'm trying to get her to draw me to do stuff outside. I've also played games, so don't think I'm judgmental, yeah. I enjoy my PS4, okay? So yeah, let's get this thing going. A little bit of a different thought for the day today. It was one I wrote in 2017. It's when I started writing things down, So we'll get to that just now. So once again, please remember, I am not part of AA, NA, all that AA nananas, and that they are not with me. Once again, I do this for that one person out there that may get something from us. Hope so. Alright, as well as for my own sanity too. Today I'm having a bit of a bad day. Everything feels like it's against me. Boo-hoo. Get up, dust yourself off and move forward, man. Stop crying about everything. Okay. So let's get this day started. Oh, coffee. Yeah, my throat is sore. I must have been snoring something fierce. That's another one of my side effects from my using days. Is not only is my nasal passages busted, but nose has been broken more than once or twice. My GP that I started seeing when I came into recovery puts a light up there and he looks at me and he goes, "How many times did you fall on your face?" It's more like walking into things. But anyway, so yeah, now sleeping. When I sleep, I don't hear it, but everybody else says it sounds terrible, loud. So yeah, my throat is sore today. So must have been going full blast last night. Anyway, so October the 13th. It's a sunny, beautiful day today. It's not that hot yet. Yes, last night it just felt like it was getting hotter and hotter at one point. Right. Words cannot describe the sense of spiritual awareness that we receive when we have given something, no matter how small, to another person. Basic text, page 104. It is human, that when you do help somebody, and I mean it like it says, doesn't matter how big or small it is, whatever it is that you help them with, you feel good. You feel good inside, and that's awesome. I like that. Doesn't mean that you must go and take. This is also something I heard once as well. When the guy was explaining it, this doesn't mean that you go and you take people off the streets and invite them into your house. He says no. You can at least take them a cooked meal, or go and buy them a cooked meal and bring it and give it to them there. He says most of the time, he says, if you want to give them money, he says fine, but he says, but his personal thing is, you'd rather go and buy them food and give it to them. So yeah, in that respect again, think twice what you do. Right, so let's go. Sometimes it seems as though there is so much wrong with the world that we might as well forget trying to make a difference. After all, we think, what in the world can I do? I'm just one person. Whether our concerns are so broad that we desire global peace, or so personal that we simply want recovery made available to every addict who wants it. That's the part that I'm stuck on. I wanted to make recovery readily available for any addict, the one that can afford it and the one that can't afford it. Because I think that everyone, any addict, rich or poor, deserves recovery. Every addict who wants it. The task seems overwhelming. So much work to do, so little time. We sigh. Sometimes wondering how well We sigh, sometimes wondering how we'll ever do any good. Amazingly, though, the smallest contributions can make the biggest difference to gain more from life than an ordinary plodding. Thank you, Cat. Plodding existence requires very little effort on our parts. Cat, can you cats just. We ourselves are transformed by the deep satisfaction we experience when we lift the spirits of just one person. Very true. When we smile at someone who is frowning. Have you ever done that? Eh? You're walking in the shops, sitting in your car at the robot, and you look across and you see another person, you make eye contact, just smile. And you see them smile. That person's going to pass on that smile to another person. Right? Even just that. You walk past someone, you just smile at them, and they smile back. Not only has it made their day, a little piece in their day, but it's also made that little piece in your day a bit better. That's all you need. When we let someone in front of us on the freeway, this is what South Africans don't do. When they see you indicate, the moment your indicator comes on, they accelerate. I carry on. I'm sorry. You can swear and curse all you want. I can you black so much you may stop. But anyway, smile. So, There's someone in front of us at the freeway when we call a newcomer just to say we care. When that person that's in recovery or trying to get in recovery, it's nice that they hear from you every now and again. Say, hey, how's it going? What you doing? Lekker, man, you blowing your nose. Awesome. Talk shit. Just to say we care. Jack, here comes your friend. Enter the realm, just to say we care. We enter the realm of extraordinary. Want to change the world? Start with the addict sitting next to you tonight, if you're at a meeting. If not, on your phone. And then imagine your act of kindness multiplied. One person at a time, each one of us makes a difference. That's all it takes. Like I said, with a smile. You help one helps the other, and so on. And that is, like I said before on this, I do these videos for that one person that may need it, and may get something from it. Hey, and then that person's going to help another, and so on, and so on. Spread it. It's exactly the way the disease spreads. This is just sprint recovery. Okay, just for today. An act of kindness costs me nothing, but is priceless to the recipient. I will be kind to someone today, just anybody in your journey today. Okay, just anything. One of my favorite ones that I like to do every now and again is if I'm at the shopping center and I'm in the queue and there's an elderly person behind me, I like to let them in front of me. It's just because. Okay? You don't have to go out of your way every time to help every person. You are not Mother Mary. Okay? Alright, so anything today that you can think of. Send your mom a message saying, hey, Mom, I love you. Hey, Dad, I love you. Anything. Can be a family member, can be a stranger, whatever. Right, so let's get to thought for the day, shall we? As I said, this is something I wrote. And on 2017. Okay. So last night I received a message saying that someone I knew had passed away. First of all, my condolences to the family. This person passed away not because of an overdose, but because of the damage that drugs did to the body while in active addiction. This person had a heart attack after being sober for some time. This person was getting their life back together. This is really a sad story, but everyone needs to know about the effects of drugs and alcohol abuse can have on your body. Now, nowhere in this letter do I mention the person's name, okay? Just in case you were wondering. Like this person, they obviously had heart problems. Another friend of mine, sorry, I meant to say, like this person, I too have heart problems. Another friend of mine suffers with low blood pressure and a heart that tends to beat very slowly. Now I have the complete opposite problem to this friend of mine. I am now suffering with very high blood pressure and a heartbeat that does not want to drop below 135 beats per minute. Now let me just correct that there. Early stages of recovery, when I first came out with high blood pressure, and that it was crazy high, man. It was crazy high. Heartbeat was crazy high. My heartbeat is still irregular, but it is not that bad as it was there. It's now On a good day, it's around about 112. Goes down to 102. On a very good day, I can get maybe 98. All right. So to drop below 135 beats per minute, and that's even with the blood pressure tablets and heart tablets. The dangers are real, not just during active addiction, but afterwards too. This is the problem. It's like, let's use it in mechanical terms here. All right. So let's take your car engine. Your car engine's been running non-stop. Okay. Your engine is hot. It's hot. It's been running non-stop. Then you take that engine and you throw cold water straight onto that engine. It's gonna crack. Okay. It's got to gradually cool down. Alright. And the same with your addiction. This is why you go to rehab, where you have nurses and that can monitor you. Okay. Monitor your vitals and all this stuff. Otherwise your engine block is going to crack. You're very lucky if it doesn't. Cool. So where were we? Not just during active addiction, but afterwards too. So please, I highly recommend that if you know someone who was in addiction and recently got sober, get them to a GP and have them checked out. This GP that I seen, I was talking about earlier about my nose, I'm going to see him again this week. He's known me since the beginning of my recovery. He knows me. He's an old man by now. But, you know, he's the only doctor that knows my problems. He knows what to do. Very good man. Okay, there we go. And have them checked out. The damage that alcohol and drugs can do is not just on the outside, okay, of the body. The rotten teeth, a 30-year-old who looks 70, damaged and bad skin, and so on. The biggest damage a life of addiction does to the body is on the inside. Okay. You gotta see this cat. That's Kita. Nobody knows how old this cat is. Say hello, Kita. But she stayed when my brother stayed in his first flat. This cat adopted him. Came out of nowhere. She's 50% wild cat and 50% house cat. But nobody knows how old this cat is. This cat just goes, eh? But she's better done it when she was younger. You try and pat her, yeah, she bite you and scratch and nonsense every year. But anyway, back to the task at hand. These videos that I'm making are not just for the addicts, it's for the families and whoever is interested as well. Okay. So do yourself a favor. If you want to be shocked, you want to get, visual confirmation, you can Google this stuff. Google what's it? Let's put it in nice words because you can. Doesn't matter. Meth addiction effects on the teeth. Pictures, and pics of meth addiction and effects on the teeth. You'll see it. And you can type in anything on Google where you'll find what a person looks like from a life of drugs, alcohol, what it does to the body on the outside as well on the inside. I saw one for it was disgusting. An alcoholic had just passed away, and they did an autopsy, and they took out a fresh liver, fresh liver, right? It's like that big. I took out the alcoholic's liver. It's like that. I'm not joking. It was huge. And it was grey. It looked soft. That's why you see them always the next day holding the back, yeah. It's not their back, that's all. It's a freaking liver. Have that huge thing swell up inside you. But seriously, you can Google the effects and you can get pictures on Google as well of what it looks like. I mean, if you know of somebody that has been in addiction and is now in recovery, just think back. What did they look like then compared to what they look like now? Then it was a shell of themselves. Now they're healthy looking. Yeah. Right. To end off, it's always sad when you hear about someone who is in recovery and has passed away. Now think about that. Okay. Because sometimes the effects of a lifetime of addiction is just irreversible. It is just that. Now, some of you are going to say to me, oh, well, I should just stay drinking and stay using drugs, and then I won't pass away. I know. You're dying. One way or the other, you're dying. You can either die sober, or you can die a drunk, or you can die a crackhead, or you can die a freaking junkie. I like to call a spade a spade. Yeah. Me, I'm a junkie in recovery. Because why? Because my junkie way of thinking is still in my head. I was telling my aunt a little while ago. As you out there that are still are recovering addicts will, understand what I'm saying here. Hey, you got a church or something for that. People like to use a church, right? Hey, people's handbags and wallets are on the chairs, everything. Hey, the first thing the junkie mind thinks of is, where the hell was this when I was in active addiction? These people are fools. Yes, you clear the church out, but it just goes to show that way of thinking stays with you, and that's why I say, if you're a recovering addict, see if your calling is going into counseling, and do it. Because my problem was when I was in rehab was my counselors were not recovering addicts. They didn't know the first thing about being an addiction. They knew the book version, you know? And as we all know, if you've ever done building or mechanics in that, what you study in the book is not always what happens when it's in front of you. Sometimes you need to make a plan. But a recovering addict, to me, makes a very good counselor. My final counselor that I had was a recovering addict. You cannot bullshit a bullshitter. And as he said, yeah, because we've been there, we've done that, we've got the t-shirt, we freaking smoked the t-shirt. All right, like we read today, even if, and I mean this is like extreme helping somebody, right? As you know somebody who's suffering and you have the means to afford to help them out, get them to rehab. If you can afford to help somebody out that you know that has an addiction problem, sponsor them. Get them into rehab. As I said, this is an extreme version of helping someone. Doesn't matter how big or small. Make somebody's day today. Peace be with you all. God bless. Adios.